Welcome back to the Silver and Black Radio Podcast, your go-to source for everything on the Las Vegas Raiders. Whether you're a diehard motherfucker like me, or just getting to know Raider Nation, our passionate hosts are here to bring you all the excitement on Raiders football. I'm Shit Show Joe, and welcome to the Silver and Black Radio Podcast. Let's go, Raiders! If not, fuck your team!
And welcome back to the Silver and Black Radio Podcast. I'm your host, Raider Will, and I am here with part of my misfit crew. I got my girl, Lady Val, representing DFW for life, baby. Peace signs and all. Then I got my boy, Matty B, representing TBH West Coast.
What's up, fam?
What up, baby? And I'm your boy, Raider Will, and I am the captain of this ship. And today, man, breaking news. Adam Schefter, I'm going to run the clip.
But again, if you have Tom Brady, this is exactly why you get Tom Brady.
Ty, I don't mean to be a pessimist. I'm going to try to be a real... I don't believe that is possible. I just don't believe it. Jaden Daniels is one of these generational quarterbacks. You're not finding that guy in the draft this year, and you don't even have the draft pick to do it. By the way, that's why last year, it's why the Raiders had such an interest in trying to see if they could trade for Jaden Daniels. But by the way, matter of fact, they never made the call at all. They never even tried to get that trade done. A lot of speculation about it. More in the media.
All right. Guys, Adam Schefter releases the fact that Telesco never made the fucking phone call to the Commanders to ask about Jaden Daniels. We know that he already got fired. We know he's already not on the books. But guys, I want to get your thoughts on this. How in the world do we let this guy, a once-in-a-lifetime athlete, slide through our fingers without even making the call? Matty B, I'm going to start with you, bro.
Well, first of all, I think it's a fucking stupid idea if he never did. If that's true. I could see maybe the only reason I could see behind why he did it is because I'm pretty sure they denied AP from Jaden Daniels. So maybe that scared him away from even trying to make a phone call. That'd be my only guess of why he never made that phone call. But other than that, like, yeah, you should have, man. Like, that was a once in a lifetime. Look where he's at right now. Look at where he's at. Look at where he's at right now.
Absolutely. Lady
So, that's all I
Val.
gotta say about that, man. I mean, there's really nothing more you can say. That's all. That's it.
I got you, brother. Lady Val, give me your thoughts, girl.
Always with somebody named Tom. What's up with the Tom Toms, man? I got nothing nice to say other than you pansy. Why would you not call? Like even if they did say no to AP, why wouldn't you still try?
Here's
Now
I
I'm
100%
like,
agree with you
okay.
guys.
I'm like, no, it's okay that you're, bye. See you later.
Hey, you guys hit the nail on the head. First of all, I'm going to put it like this. Tom Telesco, this is the reason you are at home on the couch, just like
Facts.
us. Bro, you didn't want to give the extra year contract to Kingsbury. You didn't want to sign JJ. You didn't want to make a phone call. I mean, pick up the damn phone. All you got to do is pick it up and be like, hey, Commanders, I know you rejected all these people, but I want to know if you're interested in making a deal. That's all it took, and this man literally could not take 2 seconds out of his day to draft the most electric quarterback in the draft. Tom Telesco, Shame on you. That's why you're sitting
Shame.
on the couch, you pansy.
Shame.
You didn't make any moves.
You
I'll be
should play
like,
that. You should play
guys,
that clip from Game of Thrones where they're like, shame,
Shame.
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 I'm serious, guys. Like, you're right. This is so beyond pathetic that you're a GM in the league and you don't even pick up to make the phone call. You know that AP liked this guy. Everybody on the face of the planet was talking about how this kid was so electric, can become a big time playmaker.
He wanted
And
to
you
do his own
don't even pick
thing.
up the phone?
He was like, I'm running this show. And he did not. He ran the show into the ground, is what you did, Mr. Tommy Boy.
But you know what? At the end of the day, people are going to say, yes, he had a great draft. But this could have been a better draft. It could have brought key players like Jaden Daniels to the Raiders.
Well, think
But you
about this
couldn't
though.
pick up the phone.
The dude has
Pick
never
up
traded
the
up in a
phone.
draft like to get
Ever?
a guy. He has always stayed still. He's never like put in like more than a couple like just to bump up maybe a spot or two, but he's never like from 12th to number 1 or number
So
5 or anything
he
like that. He
doesn't
never
I
makes
get
have.
that
what
big
you're
move.
saying, and I get that. But
No,
I'd
I'm
be
not
like,
saying that.
to
I'm just
not even
saying
pick up the
we as
phone?
Raider Nation should have seen that coming when we hired the dude. You know, like he don't make that jump, dude. He never has, and I don't think he ever had the cojones to ever make a fucking trade like that, in my opinion.
You might be right, but here's my thing again. I'd be like, this is where I'm like, we keep struggling and we keep having issues. Man, are you kidding me that you couldn't pick up the phone? That you didn't say, hey, man, it's my responsibility to look at and say, hey, what is the best player I can get for this team? What is my most position of need? And what do I have to do to make that move? But for you to not even pick up the phone, that is pathetic. Tom Telesco, and that's where you're at. And we just get rid of trash. So let's just get into the next part of the show, Val. Hey, let us know. We got some coaches that we're calling. We got some GMs that we're turning every stone. So, Val, let us know who we're going to start with and where we're going.
Okay. So we're going to start with just trying to get this here. We're going to start with Vance Joseph,
Defensive coordinator.
defensive coordinator. So let's see. College, Colorado. All right. So his experience is 20 years.
Yes, 20 years
So,
experience.
so Vance Joseph, he enters his fourth season with the Denver Broncos in 2024 after being named defensive coordinator the February 25th, 2023. This marks his second stint with the Broncos. After previously serving as the team's head coach for 2 seasons. He's got 25 years of coaching experience at the professional and college levels. And he was a defensive coordinator for Arizona from 2019 to 22. Other NFL stops are Miami, Cincinnati, Houston, and San Francisco. Let me see here. Whoa. So, yeah, interesting. That is that.
Okay. So we got Vance Joseph. Guys, we've already seen what Vance Joseph does.
Oh,
He's
there's
been with the
more.
Broncos, goes and he had that team and he didn't have much success. Now, Batty B, what are your thoughts on Vance Joseph becoming?
Hold on. I
Oh.
didn't even realize there was more. I should have kept scrolling. Hello. So let me see. So under him, quarterback Pat Certain too. Am I saying
Peckerton.
that right? Yeah, and safety Justin
Peckerton.
Simmons. Okay, so they were voted to their second career Pro Bowls, while Simmons was also named the second team All Pro for the fourth time in his career. Wow. So yeah, it seems like he has some good success here. It says defensive end J.J. Watt, who played his final NFL season under Joseph in 2022, posted double-digit sacks for the first time since 2018. And they tied fourth among all players. What do you think, Maddie B?
Um, some people are meant to be coordinators and some people are meant to be head coaches, and he is meant to be a coordinator. Everything he has success in right now tells you that that's because he was the coordinator or he ran the defensive side of the ball. So if I bring him over, I'm giving him a defensive coordinator position. I'm not giving him a head coaching position. So I've already
Fair
seen him
enough.
as a head coach. He's no different than if we brought him over, it'd be like bringing McDaniels over again.
Oh, no. Oh, no. No. My food almost came up. No, thank you.
Yo, Maddie
Breathe.
B, you hit the nail on the head, man. You know what? There's some guys that are meant to be coordinators, and there's some guys that are meant to be head coaches. Vance Joseph excels at being a defensive coordinator. He excels at making teams better on one side of the ball. But as a play caller and as a head coach, he struggled. I mean, like when you look at him with the Broncos, that team got worse with him as a head coach. We don't need a guy that's going to come here and make us better defensively. Now, what I could see is the Rooney Rule being used here. You know, he is a minority coach. 2, they are turning every stone. Maybe they are getting defensive ideas, you know, trying to pick his brain and see what he's thinking. But we all know that at the end of the day, Vance Joseph is not a good fit to become the Raiders' next head coach. Just my 2 cents. Who do we got, Belle?
Okay, so now on to the next. We've got Sheldon White. So I'm scrolling, sorry.
And he's for a general manager, correct? Or
Yep,
for a head coach?
he's assistant general manager to the
Yeah.
Steelers.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
he's for the Steelers.
Yeah, so he okay, so he's the director of pro scouting.
Oh, okay.
So it says he's the Pittsburgh Steelers director of pro scouting, and it doesn't say more than that. It just kind of says what detail, like his job details on here. Maybe I just need to go up. Oh wait, no. What the HG26? Yeah, it didn't tell me much. So he is an American football executive, former player, who's the director for pro scouting. He played. It just says where he played college football. Miami. He played college football at Miami, Ohio. He was drafted by the Giants in the 3rd round. Played for the Lions and Bengals, and then he became a scout.
Yep. So,
And then he.
can you tell us a little bit him as an executive? So I can fill you in a
That's
little bit.
yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, as an executive for the Detroit Lions from 97 through 99, he was a scout. Then from 2000 to 2008, he was director of pro personnel for the
Oh, I
Lions.
see. Yeah.
Then he went to vice president of pro personnel from 2009 through 2015. The Detroit Lions 2015 interim general manager. Then Michigan State executive director of player personnel and recruiting from 2016 through 2020. Then he went to Washington football and he was a scout in 2021. And now he is the director of pro scouting for the Steelers. So, guys, this guy has been in the league for a while. You know, we can see that he does have some experience, but as a general manager, okay, I see this again that we are turning every stone looking for young talent. I feel like the Steelers do have a excellent front office. They have drafted very well for years. But I don't feel like this guy is going to be a front runner or a top 5 guy as a GM. I feel like this was another interview that they did for the Rooney role. But I mean, like when you're talking about trying to pick young talent away from other teams, this might be an interesting move to take another guy from the AFC and put him on your squad. Matty B?
I mean, I kind of feel where you're coming out with the Rooney Rule on this one. Kind of filling him out a little bit. He's got the experience, but you also got to look at Pittsburgh too, man. Pittsburgh's got a lot of pieces in place, and that's why they draft good. It's not one guy that comes in there and makes it that way. They draft good, they coach good, their front office is good, everything's organized. They've had 3 coaches in 60 years, man. Come on now. If that don't tell you that they got a great front office and people work well together there, he's probably a really good fit in Pittsburgh, but we got a lot of holes and a lot of things that are fucking just not going our way right now. So we need to get, I think, someone with a little bit more experience, a little bit more juice, I would say, at that position, in that position on the office. Just because we gotta start hitting big, man. We can't do this little here and there or some crazy ass pick in the 3rd round, or that should have been a 3rd round pick, and we gotta get someone in there that's got some brains.
Absolutely, man. And
Who? Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but what's up with Champ Kelly? Is he gone?
we talked about him last episode. Yeah, he's one of the guys that's already in the house. They have him, but that they haven't interviewed him.
For some reason, I feel like I don't remember that conversation, but
It's all good. It's all good, brother.
I was thinking that today. I'm like, man, what happened to Champ Kelly, man? Like, why don't we talk about that dude?
It's only been a week.
Yeah,
Matty B.
it's
Come
only been a
on.
week. Hey,
Oh man.
all right, sis. Well, you know what? I think like that. It's like Sheldon. This guy is going to come in. He's inexperienced. He would need a Pete Carroll. You can't bring in Ben Johnson with this guy. I don't think this is Ben Johnson's pick. But again, until Ben Johnson signs and he puts ink to paper, we have to turn every stone and try to find a guy that's going to be suitable, that's going to be able to take over the spot no matter what. So I'll be like, we're turning the stone, and we don't know whether we're looking at this guy to be the GM or to possibly take another position, because again, if it's an elevated position, he might be another piece to the board. We don't know. But, sis, who do we got next?
So we have Brandon Brown next.
Brandon Brown.
I had that popped up.
Assistant GM to the Giants.
Yes. So he has been a part of front offices since 2016. NFL front offices, starting as a scout within the Colts. Am I reading the right person? Brandon. Okay, yeah. Wait. Oh snap! I got mixed up. Hold on. Oh yeah. Okay. So I am reading the right person. So
It's only been 15 minutes, Val.
whatever. So it says that he was with the Eagles from 2017 to 21, including stints director of pro scouting and pro personnel before joining New York's front office. He won a Super Bowl with the Eagles. He was he hasn't gotten any other interview requests as a GM. And that's Doesn't give me much more.
No, he's young. He's really young.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
see
like,
that here. He is, no, not Browner. Oh my goodness, this thing is killing me. Go ahead.
he's young. I mean, so in 2012, Brown was the pro personnel intern for the Jets. Then he joined the Colts in 2013, or he spent 2 years at Boston College, first as a recruiting specialist in 2013, and then as an assistant director of player personnel in 2014. And then he was with the Eagles, with the Colts in 2015 and 2016. Then he joined the Eagles in 2017, all the way through 2019. And literally, he's just that he's really young. I mean, like he doesn't even have 10 years in the league.
So
So
maybe this could be a guy that could, you know, put
yeah,
some
go ahead.
what Alan has been saying. Somebody young to, you know, keep.
A
Yeah, but
young
see, general
lion.
manager,
Do
general
you see
manager
this
is,
guy?
is that's
Yo,
that's a
I
whole
don't
different game. That's
know.
not like
What
that's
but
he
not
at the
like a
could
head
same
he
time,
coach or
but
anything like that.
listen,
Those dudes,
he could have more knowledge in just
he
that
could.
short span than these other guys. It just really depends on how they soak it up and how they're
it de-
retaining that. I mean, is he
But
serious
no,
about
no, you're right. You know what, Val? You're right. But here's my thing. Okay, if we're bringing in a rookie head coach and you're bringing in a rookie GM with this little experience, I don't believe that's going to be a formula for success. I'll be like, you got to look at it and say, hey, one person's strengths got to be the other one's weaknesses and vice versa, right? So if you're talking about experience and you're talking about saying, hey, this is the move we have to make, I don't see this guy coming in and convincing players and saying, hey, man, you know what? I have a winning record. I have yeah, he won one with the Eagles. But he wasn't a GM. He wasn't a guy in a high position to be like, yo, I got this team this ring. I brought this team together. I was an architect behind this. You don't have that. And when you have a young coach, I believe you have to have somebody with that type of weight. That's why Spytek is the front runner right now. That and his relationship with Brady. But we'll get into that in a different episode. So, hey, sis, that's just my thing. You know, I don't believe that we can have two guys that are inexperienced at the wheel because it can be really really good or it can be really really bad. Who do we
I
got now?
suppose so. Sorry, I
I
didn't
have
eat
I
today,
have one
so
for you when you guys are done with your little what's all you guys are going through. I have one for you guys.
okay, Maddie B.
Just make sure we haven't gone through them yet.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said get through your guys' first, and then I'll go through it if you guys haven't talked about it.
So the next person is Lance Newmark. Newmark. How do you say his
Newmark,
last
yeah,
name? Newmark.
he's assistant general manager to the
So
Commanders.
yes, for the Redskins. So he enters his first season as assistant general manager of the Washington Redskins. Um, he joined them with 28 years of NFL experience, including 26 seasons with the Detroit Lions. He most recently held the role of senior director of player personnel for Detroit and helped oversee both the college and pro scouting operations. He's also assisted with the weekly management of the Lions roster and assisted Lions executive vice president and general manager Brad Holmes with the implementation of home scouting vision. Previously, it's all day-to-day operations. He was senior director of player personnel in 2022. He got his start in the NFL with the San Diego Chargers. He spent 2 seasons as a staff assistant. And then he worked under general manager Bobby. I can't say his last name. He's a Bethard. He's a member
Yeah.
of both the Pro Football Hall of Fame and Washington Ring of Fame. And
So this
that's
guy
pretty much it.
sounds really interesting.
Mhm.
He
I'm
looks
telling you, like,
interesting.
with him saying 20 plus years with the Lions, he has longevity at one place, and you know that he was part of this crew that has built the Lions up. And then he, not only that, he was part of the crew that drafted for the Commanders this year. The Redskins went to the playoffs. They went from a downhill team to an uptrending team by making the right moves, hiring the right people, and putting them in the right spots. I really like this. As much as I don't know about this guy, I'm gonna really have to do some research into this guy. But I don't know whether if he was a heavy hitter when it came to the Lions drafting the guys that they have right now. But if he was, and he's an influential guy like that, I can really see that team up of him with Ben Johnson, a guy with a lot of experience, a guy that now has, not that he has Super Bowl experience, but that he has experience in the league and is able to build good teams. Go ahead.
So it also said could I say this? He recently held the role of Senior Director of Player Personnel for Detroit and helped oversee both the college and pro scouting operations.
Mm. So I mean, like, he has experience, and I mean, like, again, this is what we're looking for in a combination with Ben Johnson. Now that Pete Carroll comes in, I don't know if that even matters.
Yeah, I'm just reading more. It just says he served as the liaison between the departments and the Lions player personnel function. He played influential roles in both the Lions NFL draft and NFL free agency period processes.
So you got to think, man. It said this guy has been doing this for a long time with the Lions, like Will said. You know, he's been doing it for 20 plus years. That dude's been a part of a lot of good drafts for the Lions, man. That dude's drafted Calvin Johnson. That dude's drafted Ndamukong Suh. He's drafted great players, man. Like they get good players, so that's telling you something. And it sounds like he's got a lot of pull in the college area too. So he's well known in that area.
He
So
played wide receiver for a couple of years.
and that right there in itself, like being well known in a college and like knowing coaches and knowing players and stuff like that is a real plus when it comes to a GM, in my opinion, anyways. I think.
But I think what you just said, man, with his experience at the college level and his experience, just drafting and being in those situations, that makes a big difference. You don't have a guy like that. I mean, like, again, man, right now, Ben Johnson and Pete Carroll, the two front runners. Like, let's just be real when it comes to the coaching game. Those are the two guys everybody's looking at. Right now, I really couldn't envision the team going any other way. Unless some crazy dark horse comes out of, like, the nowhere, you know?
This guy seems really interesting, though. Like,
he is. That's what I'm saying. Man,
I wouldn't be mad about this guy.
I wouldn't be either. I mean, like, when it comes to a GM, I would not be bad. We've talked about a lot of them. I mean, like, I think we're like 10 deep already at GM, you know, and we really need to figure that out. But yeah, sis, I like it. Let's do some more research on this guy. We're going to do a pod on this guy. We're going to break this guy down and we're going to figure out who he is.
We'll find out where he lives. I'm just kidding. Not that deep. Not that deep.
Oh my gosh. All right, sis, who's the next?
Chad Alexander.
Chad Alexander, assistant GM to the Chargers.
Yes. So let me see. So Alexander has 25 seasons of NFL experience. He joined the Bolts. Okay, that sounds stupid. He joined the Chargers after spending the past 5 seasons with the Jets as their director of player personnel. He's worked closely with both general manager Joe Douglas and assistant general manager Rex Hogan. Helped the Jets recently hit on strong draft classes. He played a key role in the New York drafting both the 2022 Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year and Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner, respectively. He spent 20 seasons with the Ravens, and that's a long time. He spent the final 9 seasons as Baltimore's assistant director of pro personnel. He was their director of player personnel for the past 5 seasons. And he also played football in college. So
You know what? The resume that you just told me, sis, man, I cannot hate on that resume.
Mm-mm.
Dude can absolutely be a part of a draft team. I don't know if he was making those calls, but I'm going to give you guys a little something here. You
his
guys just said these guys are all either, vice president of player personnel, pro personnel, and there's 2 guys that are assistant GMs. Could you guys see us interviewing certain guys to be assistant GMs, as in Sheldon White? He's the director of pro football personnel. The next spot for him would be assistant GM. Then building again with VP of player personnel, John Eric Sullivan, and you can elevate him to director of personnel. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you guys see how the pieces are falling in? Could you guys see them building a staff like that? And that's why they're doing so many interviews, that they're actually going to build the staff. And then all these assistant GMs, they're the ones that are really interviewing for the GMs.
yeah. So
We
here's
could,
another.
but I mean, right now, if you're thinking about it, man, we already have a guy like that area in Champ Kelly. You know what I mean? Like
Do you know if
he
they're
would
happy
be
with
he's an
Champ Kelly?
assistant right now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the assistant GM, but you can
Yeah.
have
So, I mean,
multiple.
you can have multiple. You can't. It's not just a one position. Oh, okay. So that's where I was thinking. I thought it was like a one position thing. You had one guy doing this, and
I don't believe so. I mean, like, you're
maybe he
just an
had guys under
assistant.
him or some shit. I thought I didn't know how that works. So I don't know how the DM and assistants and scouting and all that shit works. So
But this Alexander guy, man, I mean, like, from what Sis said, man, his resume speaks volumes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well,
so
with the
just to
Jets.
add on, to him, it just says he was undoubtedly shaped by his father, Hubbard, who was a
Hubbard.
success. Yeah, Hubbard. I can't say it. Whatever. It says his dad was a successful coach at both the college and NFL levels. So his father had won a pair of national titles with the Miami Hurricanes before joining the Dallas Cowboys, where he won 3 Super Bowl rings in a 4-year span.
So, I mean, like,
So
hey,
like he has like before his father passed away, he's able to see and learn from that perspective too. I would assume, obviously looking at his
no,
his
Sis, you're right.
experience. I mean,
You know what? This is like the Kubiaks. Coaches' kids, that they get raised in this stuff, they really,
Boom.
they're able to pick it up. They excel. I'll be like, you are
We're,
just like, you
we're,
learn from it.
we were just
You
talking about
can't
this the other day.
replace that. Yeah, you can't
Yeah,
replace firsthand experience.
it's like we were talking about Kyle Shanahan. You know what I mean? So it's like Kyle
Yeah,
Shanahan is a perfect example of that. Him and his dad. And he was never a player. I mean, if he was, it wasn't like nothing real spectacular, but he grew up in a coaching family, and look at him now, man.
absolutely.
So
All right, Sis, who do you got next?
that's all the names I have. All right,
Oh,
Matty
that's
B,
it.
what's the name?
Oh,
so
do.
we've got a couple interviews that have been going on, right? So imagine this: if we want somebody young right at a head coach position that can stay with the team for a while and build consistency and contingency, right? We bring in Ben Johnson, right? So what if we brought in Pete Carroll for general manager and Ben Johnson as a head coach? Could you see something like that working out? Like, I mean, You think about they've been talking high about like this meeting that they did with Pete Carroll, right? Maybe he's old. People are saying he's old, right? He's 73 years old. So you don't put him out on the field, but you put him up in the booth and where, he can make his calls through the college because he's well known in college. He knows a lot of people in college. He's won national championships in college. He knows how to get the players. He knows how to build a consistent contender that's all you would have to do with Pete Carroll is just have him sit in the office and make the calls. And Tom Brady, think about it, he's 73 years old. Tom Brady's young. He could take all this knowledge in from Pete Carroll and run with it. If Pete Carroll ever decided to step down, now you got a successor for fucking 40 years, man. Fucking just the thought. I don't know if that's something like too bizarre, but that's just something I'm seeing. Like I think it'd be kind of cool.
So, Val, thoughts? I like it.
I mean, I kind of like that thought process, Maddie B. I think you got something going on there. Whatever it is that's helping you think, share. But like, I'm not against what you're saying. It actually makes sense when you put it that way. You know what I mean? Like,
and see, the
okay,
thing is, it's like you look at Pete Carroll, and he's not a guy that's like all about himself either. He's a dude that everybody can just become a sponge off of, man. Like everybody can learn shit from Pete Carroll. He's
yeah.
not a guy that's gonna be like he holding his ego way up here, being like, "I'm the best of the best, and if you want me, you're gonna have to do this, this, and this." I think it would be a great opportunity for that to happen in our front office.
Talking about an absolute like shocker. I think people right there would be like Pete Carroll taking the position of GM would. I don't see it happening because I don't see him as a guy that wants to be a GM. He wants to continue to coach and show that he still got it.
But he could also help out with Ben Johnson.
Hold on.
You know what I mean? So it's not like he's.
I get what you're saying, but it's different. You know that it's different. When you have that itch to coach and you want to coach, it's different than you being a GM and sitting in the front office and like watching your guys. You want to be on the field. You want to be the guy telling the guy, hey, man, no, you took the wrong step. You didn't do this correctly. Hey, that 3-step, make sure that first step's deeper, and it's got to be quicker. Good pop, good release. All those things, that's embedded into you, man. As a coach, you go out there and it's automatic on any field that you touch, you get in coach mode. And that's where is Pete Carroll going to be able to take a back seat and say, hey, man, you got this. I'm going to go sit in the office and get you guys. That's where I see like the difficulty coming in. But I'll tell you what, if Tom Brady can convince Pete Carroll to sit in the front office and groom his head coach and groom him at the same time to take over positions like that, I could see that being a kumbaya situation. Or I can also see that turning into absolute chaos with 3 fucking Chiefs and not enough Indians.
That doesn't sound a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, like that could be really, really cool, man. I mean, like, man, that would be dope. That would be dope. All right,
I think it's going to be very interesting to like once pieces start falling in. It's going to be a very interesting season. The draft, I think we're going to have a decent draft this year. Like an actual like last year, yeah, it was whatever. But I think this year it's just going to be change. It's going to be different.
I think that the energy is going to be
it,
a lot more engaging, but because it depends. Right now we have, this kumbaya situation where people are going like the Bears don't have a chance to get Ben Johnson because Tom Brady has come in there and wooed Cinderella and made her feel like she's the best thing since sliced bread. But have you guys seen the show House of Cards?
Bits and pieces of it.
It's kind of like that. We have a House of Cards right now. What happens if Ben Johnson decides not to become head coach of the Raiders? Then everybody freaks out and the automatic probably Pete Carroll, right? And that's where I'm like, man, to have both those guys in house at the same time, that would be crazy. That right there would be insane, to go from having neither guy to having a Super Bowl winning head coach with the national championship head coach with Tom Brady but Tom Brady being there with all the staff that Pete Carroll would have as a GM and the most young, innovative mind in professional football.
About bringing back glory to the fucking Raiders, right? I'm telling you, bro.
Woo!
I think that's that. Dude, I think I think it's great, bro. Like, I honestly think it's awesome.
That's
I love
electrifying.
the
I
idea.
mean, like, that is
If that
that's
happens,
as
I
good
mean,
as
the whole
podcast.
NFL is put on notice right there, in my opinion. Like,
Well, I think the NFL will get put on notice because it's going to go like this. It's going to be a high name GM that we get. It's either going to be, you got Ed Dobbs, a guy that's been, here forever. You got Champ Kelly, like you said. You can bring Dimitrov, the guy that was with the Falcons forever.
mm-hmm.
You can bring a big name head, or Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn. That's another hot name. You can bring Pete Carroll. You can bring. We all said no to Dion. The Raiders have said no to Dion. Thank God.
I'm pretty sure the Cowboys even
Dion.
said no to Dion. I'm pretty sure he just came out and said he don't want anything to do with the Dion situation.
But again, I mean, like, he's come out and, like, it just shows the interest in becoming the Raiders head coach now. And honestly, with the atrocious last couple seasons, man, that gives us hope. But we also had hope last year, so let's hope that we make a lot of the right decisions and put the guys in the right places, so that way our hope doesn't pitter-patter out like it did this year. But,
yeah.
All right, sis, let's get on to Val's. Not Val's Corner anymore. I guess this is Val's segment now.
What do you mean it's not Val's Corner anymore?
Because you got a whole show for that now.
Yeah, and a whole room. Not just a corner anymore.
I got the whole room. Come on with it. Okay, so to be honest, I do not have I don't have it updated, but I do know that for the wild card round, Alan, Genny, and myself were 4-2 for the week. Will, you went down to 2-4, so
trash. I was trash in the playoffs.
I broke even.
Yeah, you did. You were 3-3, and Boba was 5-1. So I'm pretty sure if you guys were like same, like one, like you in first place and Alan in second, I'm pretty sure you guys are even now. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna do the math, and then I will let y'all know.
Well, it was like 3 games, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 games that we had a difference.
Yeah, so you guys I'm just saying, I'm just mathing.
Well, okay, Maddie B's trying to math over here, but Will was ahead by 2 games. So
at the end of the regular season, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he's up too. I think Alan's up too.
I think he is up, but we're not gonna tell him that yet. We're just gonna. I told him.
Torture.
I'm gonna
segment, like.
Because he asked me, and I was like, yeah, you guys are still the same. And so he's like, really? I would have thought like, I think he said something about his record was trash, so he's like still losing. I was like, no, you guys are the same because where he won, you lost, and then where you lost, he won. Like it's evened out. So he thinks that it's still the same.
Well, he'll figure it out. Yo, so what games have we got this week, sis?
Sorry, I just like spaced out here. Okay, so I gotta get into no, I don't. So for the games here, I pulled it up on the computer so I could see it. Ooh, went too far down. Okay, January 18th. When's the 18th? Saturday. Okay, so Saturday we have Texans and the Chiefs.
I got
Texans at Chiefs, right?
Yep, I got the Chiefs.
Maddie B, who you got?
I gotta go with Kansas City in this game. I hope Houston wins, but I think Kansas City got it.
Hold on, man, I am like behind right here. So Allen, AGWVMNB. Okay, so Will had, who did you have?
I have the Chiefs.
And Maddie B had?
Chiefs.
I'm going to root for Houston because
why not?
well, anybody but the Chiefs. Anybody but the Chiefs.
Yeah, I agree, but NFL ain't gonna let that happen.
Yep.
Well, you never know.
Man.
It's been a crazy year, okay? I know y'all saw that doink of a win that the Redskins got, okay? It's crazy. You never know what can happen.
100%.
So, next game we got on Saturday is the Redskins at Detroit.
Detroit.
Yeah, give me Detroit.
I'm going to go for the Redskins because,
Why not?
I mean, I'm already in last place. It can't get any worse than that. Take my money already.
Hey, Val, you came out 4-2 last week, so.
Oh, no. That ain't nothing, okay? I'm not getting a penny of that pot, so don't even.
Came out 4-2 last week, so.
Yeah.
Maybe you got
winning streak for the playoffs.
so
Winning streak for the playoffs.
Yeah, maybe you got 2-0 so far. Just saying.
No. So on Sunday, we have the Rams at Philly. I'm going to go for Philly.
Philly.
Okay. Maddie B?
Give me the Rams.
I was just about to say he's going to go for the Rams. I was
Yeah,
just about to say that.
Think about that. It's going to be Matt Stafford and the Rams against Jared Goff and the Lions in the NFC championship game.
I could see it. You could see it.
Will? Oh, I already got you. Hello. Sorry. Wow, Val. All right. So we have Baltimore at Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Oh my gosh, that game is a tough one.
I'm going for Buffalo as well.
Buffalo, yep. I'm gonna go with Buffalo. It's at Buffalo. Game's gonna be outside. I love Lamar Jackson, but man, playing against that defense and that cold, the way they're going to be bringing that wood.
Lamar Jackson's on one this year too. He's pissed
Yeah.
for the last like 8 years. So.
So what do you think about Matty B?
Oh, I got Buffalo. I already
You got
said that.
Buffalo too? Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I was the first one.
All right, guys. Well, yo, Val, let the people know what we got going on now.
Alrighty, so what we're doing is we're gonna do Fan Fridays. No sound
Let's
effects.
go.
Oh, okay. I thought, since I had a whole room now, I was gonna get the sound effects with like cheering or something.
Yeah, don't mean you got to make rules. You just got a room.
It's too late. I don't want it now. I don't want it now. It's too late.
The old home improvement laugh.
If I have to ask for it in this room, I don't want it. Just kidding. But what was that?
Thunder.
Oh, okay.
There was no lightning. It was just thunder.
Yeah.
Thunder. So on Fridays, and we're gonna have Fan Fridays. It's gonna be me and one of you. So if you're a fan, it doesn't have to be Raiders, okay? You could be a fan of any NFL team, but I want you to come on here with me and we're gonna have fun with it. It's gonna be all about you, the fan. We're just gonna make it fun. It'll be, if you're a super fan, how did it come to be? What made you a fan? We're just gonna learn about you, the viewers, the fans. It's gonna be with me
Let's
and
go.
Will.
Yeah. All right, guys. So, hey, like Lady Val just said, every Friday we will be recording a Fan Friday event with Lady Val being the interviewer, where she brings you on to talk about your fandom. We talk about who you are as a person and what you bring to your team and what makes you a fanatic of your squad.
See, Will speaks Val talk. He knows what I was saying.
Exactly.
He speaks Val.
So, guys, what we're going to do now is tell you guys about some black eyes we got going on. May the 3rd, San Francisco will be getting blacked out. You will see the Northern Nevada, Northern California barbecue. You will have the travel brigade there. You will have a lot of people out there. So make sure you go up there and you enjoy. Make sure you guys reserve your tickets on Eventbrite and make sure that you guys are part of the fun. Now, Tony Bova wanted us to let you guys know that he will also be doing the Pacific Northwest blackout the
Ooh.
weekend of the 19th through the 22nd, I believe, of June. So come up to Spokane. He will have an event that goes from Washington into Idaho. So, guys, kind of crazy stuff doing all that. And just so you guys also know, big time blackout next season, baby. Houston, be ready. Space City, we are coming and we are coming hard. We will be blacking out that game and there will be all 5 chapters of the Black Hole, DFW, Space City, Raider Nation, everybody and their mother down in Houston for that game. So make sure that you guys circle that game on your calendar and make sure that you guys follow the page, follow the podcast, because we're going to be releasing information as it comes out. Guys, do we got anything else for anybody else?
Yeah, I hope Madison stays with the Raiders.
All right.
Blaine stays with the Raiders. I hope Max Crosby stays with the Raiders. I hope our whole fucking team stays with the Raiders.
Absolutely. Guys, next episode we are going to be going over the Raiders roster, guys that we think we should get re-signed, and
Mhm.
guys that will fit in for the Raiders' future. So until then, please click like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know what you guys are looking for. And it's all about one nation. It's all about one team. It's all about the Raiders.
Raiders.
Yes, sir.